Hello and welcome to the video on Earth Science Associates Depth versus Days and Depth versus Mud Weight Analysis. It's part of the GOM3Analytics Add-on and it can be accessed on GOM-Smart website. In GOM-Smart, under the Analytics Add-on, there's a section on Drilling Analytics which contains 3 different tools. The Drilling Forecast is a tool which can predict the number of days it will take to drill a new well based on the input variables. In the analog map, we have mapped the drilling data of all the wells in Gulf of Mexico drilled since 2002. We have videos on both of these tools and you can watch them for more details. In this video, we're going to demonstrate the depth versus days and mud weight analysis. On this page, we have a map on the right which is centered on a single block. It shows all the wells in this block labeled by their name. It's an interactive map. You can zoom in and out. You can go over to a different block. Once you click anywhere on the map, it takes that location and updates the latitude and longitude over here. Once you have selected the location, you can select the wells that you want to create the graphs for. You can do that by the radius or by the number of closest well from this location. You can filter these well by the min and max of the spud year. You can choose to plot the graphs against TBD or MD, and you can filter them by minimum and maximum of MD or TBD as well. Once you have made the selection for the wells that you want to create the graphs for, you can choose the options to include in them, which includes the casing strings, proposed casing, mud weight and fracture gradient. You can choose to include the paleo divisions by series, subseries or stage. We have another option here that I will talk about in a minute. Once you have made the selections and chosen your options, you can plot 2 different types of graphs, depth versus days and depth versus mud weight. We're going to go over examples for each of them. This is an example of days versus depth graph. On the very first page, we have a map which shows the block and the location of the wells that we have created the plots for. There is one graph each for one well. At the very top, we have information about the well, which includes the API number, the location, rig name, rig type, spud date, well name. The graphs are plotted against TBD and the drill time. You can see the blue line is water line, mud line, there is the series data. The colored vertical lines on the right hand side is the casing data, and the legend is here in the tubular diameter. It shows the diameter of the casing and the liners. We have also included the well report. If you click this link here, it will take you to the well reports page, which gives you access to the reports and documents, the well logs, digital and image, production data if there's any. We have also linked the ESA's online well log viewer. That's the example for the depth versus days. We're going to go over depth versus mud weight now. So it looks similar. In the very first page, there is the map, then there is one graph each for one well. It includes different data. The graph is plotted against TVD and fluid weight. It includes actual and true test values, proposed and expected fracture gradient. It also links to the well report page and the rig spec sheet wherever we have that available. This option here, which says it plots graph for operational days of drill time, it means that we are creating graphs for only the days or the weeks where we have weekly activity report available. If you were to uncheck it, it will plot the graph from spud to TD. So this is the graph where we have only plotted the days operational, where we have the weekly activity report available. In some cases, there are large period of inactivity on the well. So right now, this shows only the days operational. If you were to plot this graph from spud to TD, it looks something like this. So it shows here that there was about 500 or more days of inactive period, and this is what the graph looks like, which is not very clear. So if you check that box and create the operational days graph only, it looks like this. So this is a good comparison. You can create both of these graphs by checking and unchecking this checkbox here. You can also download this data. It gives you a zip file which contains the CSVs with all the data in here that you can use for your purposes. And that's all for this tool. We hope you find this useful. Thank you for watching.